probably, if I had to pick something that I am the best at, or one of the best at, one of my best skills in the business, it's selling the dream. It's talking about what's possible, talking about where you can go if you work for it like you work for somebody else, right? And I promise you guys, some of you guys are going to be a little squeamish, right? A little squirrely in your seats. Sorry for the YouTube lag. But some of you guys are going to sit there and be like, man, like, I can't believe he's going to talk about this. No, I am going to talk about this because it is so important, guys, that we have somebody in our life that will push us, right? Make us a little bit uncomfortable and challenge us to be better and think differently, guys, because here's the reality, right? The way you've always thought has gotten you the result that you have currently. Okay, the way you've thought, the actions you put forth have gotten you exactly where you're at right now. You are a perfect representation of your actions and your decisions up until right now in your life. And so that's a cold, hard truth, Josh, for some people to swallow, right? But what the benefit, that the light at the end of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is, you can change that, right? So we made the decisions to get here. We can also make the new decisions to change where we're going. Right. And that's what I want to challenge you guys tonight is I'm going to press on you a little bit. Caleb, I'm gonna hopefully help you see that we have been thinking wrong our whole life. And it's not our fault. We've been raised to think wrong. Right. And that's not a shot at anyone's parents. It's a shot at the system. And I'm going to walk you guys through this. So guys, first off, get a notepad because you're going to want to take some notes. But guys, I'm going to teach you how to think a little bit differently. Okay. Everybody type think in the Zoom chat. There are 23 of you on. I've said type 2 things in the Zoom chat so far. We got 17 comments. I'm no mathematician, John Lawton, but I'm pretty sure 23 times 2 is more than 17. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 17, right? So let's make sure our fingers are working, guys. Make sure we're ready to go. So guys, the important dates, okay? So first and foremost, we got May 5th and 6th. That is in less than a month. It's the Tampa Bay Leadership School. So I told you to think in the Zoom chat. I didn't even plan this, Stephanie, but some of y'all are thinking about coming down here for it. You're thinking about making some money in Primerica, but we're not committing to getting our butts to the leadership school, right? So listen, I know it's short notice, guys, but do everything in your power to get down here for this event, down to Lakeland, Florida. Okay. Maybe you got stuff going on. You got to move. You got family coming in. You don't know you don't know if you can afford it. All those things, guys. Listen, call me. I will help you figure out a way to get there, because the capacity hope at which you can solve a problem determines the capacity at which you can earn an income. Does that make sense? If we're like, oh, dude, I can't make it. Like, you know, my cat's sick. I got all these different things going on. Look, you can. It's a decision. And I'm going to challenge you guys, block off the dates. I'm giving you the June date, which is June 22nd through 23rd. I've been giving this to you guys for 6 weeks now. Okay. That you should make this make this a priority to get there, guys. When I started this, I had a hockey league on one of the nights that we had things going on. I had all this
forgot about dinner.
Thank you. I had all these other things going on that were reasons as to which I thought I couldn't make the meeting. But what, you know, it's crazy, Caleb. I just shifted my hockey league night. It's crazy. I joined a different team, right? I didn't sign up for the things that pulled me away from the events that my team was going to be going to, guys. These big events are so important. And I know I sound like a broken record, and I literally can watch some of you all roll your eyes when I talk about this stuff, because you have not made the commitment to come, and you're struggling between this and that and not coming or coming. Guys, look, there is a reason that every time I start off every meeting talking about getting to these meetings. I promise you it's worth it. You're going to be around people and you're going to be able to pick their brain, and somebody there makes more than you, does a better Primerica business than you, and they're going to be able to give you a nugget. Caleb, you're going to hear a sentence that's going to unlock something for you and take your business to the next level. Taylor, I know like Taylor has been with me at almost every event that we've gone to, and every time I leave there, I'm like, that's why I came. We went to the Bahamas. I forget what it was, but I wrote it down. But I literally went back to the room. Like Cassie went with us, and Cassie was with me at the meeting. And I literally, Cassie, did I not look at you? I was like, that's why I came. That's why I came to the Bahamas. That one singular sentence. Guys, look, like it is so important that you get to these events, okay? We are going to challenge you. We're going to challenge you to think bigger and think better. Guys, scan this QR code real quick. This QR code is the link ticket. I said that backwards. The ticket link, sorry. This is the ticket link for the Tampa Bay Leadership School. Guys, buy the ticket, come down here. Today is the last day you can pre-order tickets, okay? Today is the last day that you can pre-order tickets for the Tampa Bay Leadership School. So do whatever you guys can to get down here. You can still buy them at the door, but this is the last day that you can purchase tickets pre-ordered for the Tampa Bay Leadership School. So guys, here we go. We're going to get right into this, right? We're going to talk about the dream. And like I said, guys, this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable for some people, okay? And I know it was for me at first because I did not realize how boxed in my vision had gotten, right? I didn't realize how small that somebody was trying to keep me, Bonita. I didn't realize that the system, the environment that I was growing in, right? I was like a shark in a goldfish tank, right? I was never going to get big enough, John, to get to where I wanted to go and have the impact I wanted to have. And guys, I'm going to really challenge your thought process tonight. And some like, there's 24, 25 you guys on the call tonight. A few of you are going to take what I tell you to do tonight. You're going to do the exercises and your vision's going to stretch, Josh, and you're going to take your income just to the next level, right? Maybe it's $1,000 more a month, but you're going to grow because why? Because when your ability to see something differently changes, your perspective shifts. And what happens then is that you're able to go to another level, right? You're able to get to the next place, guys. So why are you here right now? Right? Like physically on this call right now, there's so many other things that you could be doing on a Sunday night. Why are you here? Why are you on training? And you don't have to put it in the Zoom chat if you don't want to. Maybe you do. But guys, answer that question. Right? And guys, answer that question on a notepad. Like, what is the reason that you're here? Right? Because guys, if I'm being honest, the reason that I keep showing up is because I know some of you guys are dead serious about getting to RVP. And some of you are really good at thinking about getting to RVP, right? Some of you guys are really good at thinking about running the business. But some people on this call right now, I know within 2 to 3 years, half of you guys could be RVPs. No problem if you decide, right? So why are you here? Guys, Art Williams said that this business, I totally forgot to say this, but Art Williams said that our business was 50% the crusade and 50% the dream, right? So for those of you guys that are like green people, right? Your engineer brains, you got to have everything laid out. You got to know all the numbers. You got to know how to do everything. This is not going to be a how-to training, but this is going to be a how to think differently, Marlinda training. That's what's going to be the thing that unlocks it for somebody tonight is going to be, my mindset shifted. That's what the thing was, right? Guys, but it's the dream. Art Williams said it was 50% the crusade, 50% the dream. He didn't say it was 100% the crusade, because if he did, I would just be talking about policies all the time, Jenna, right? But he didn't. He said it's 50% the crusade and 50% the dream, right? I think some of you guys are dreaming right now because your cameras are off and you're sleeping. But why are you here, right? What dream or nightmare are you selling to yourself every morning when you wake up? Y'all know that, right? Every morning, Stephanie, when you wake up, you either wake up to the dream that you are living, the dream life that you've built for yourself, or you're waking up to something, to a nightmare, right? That you don't like, that you're like, man, I got to get out of this thing. But we keep making the same damn decisions over and over again, right? And here we are, Caleb, starting the same day, every day, Monday through Friday, over and over and over again. Guys, listen, like that is the nightmare to me. And it's frankly, for those of you that don't know me, like, I've been talking to Taylor about this. Actually, we have a friend who, like, I don't want to like say too much because none of you know him, but I just don't want it to get back that I was saying this, but he works somewhere currently, and I've seen him, and so is Taylor, checking in at other places like that place on social media. And I told Taylor, I was like, he's mentally checked out. Like he's over it, because I've seen that before. Right, Josh? Because I've seen that in me, right? When COVID hit, guys, I loved my gym. Like, Larissa, you could not have paid me enough to walk away from the gym, but my passion for the gym was there still, right? But guys, through the crap I had to deal with, John, I didn't want to be there anymore. Like, I loved it, but I didn't want to be there. Does that make sense? Like, you can love something, you can be committed to something, but have that not be your heart anymore, right? And guys, I was committed to the gym, but John, that wasn't my heart anymore. My heart was the people that wanted to be a part of something that we were doing. And frankly, it just wasn't there and I could feel it. And so, guys, what dream are you selling yourself / what nightmare are you selling yourself? Because, guys, I wake up every morning and I'm just excited to do this with you guys. I'm excited to do the business. Is it always easy? No, Hope. Obviously, it's not always easy, right? Every business has struggles. Every life, Stephanie, has challenges. But at the end of the day, I can go to bed knowing, Elena, that I did the best I could for my people and that I gave my 100% effort, even if I wasn't, even if I'm not where I want to be. I'm living my dream life because I'm pursuing a goal, Caleb, that is something that I know if I just keep doing what I'm doing, we will attain. Right, guys? And it's just the reality. But what your dreams, Walt Disney, I saw this quote earlier and I loved it. It said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Right? What's something that you've just always wanted to do that you've been afraid to do? Like for me, it's jumping out of a plane. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to skydive so bad, but I'm terrified to skydive. I have no desire to do it, but I want to. And the truth is, Amber, like I'm gonna do it one of these days. Watch, it's gonna be crazy, but your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. Are you willing to go and just do what you need to do to win? Guys, it's a 50% crusade and a 50% the dream. But here's the hard truth. Most of your dreams are dead. Right, guys, we literally go and we get indoctrinated right into a system that trains us how to be a worker bee, right? We're literally in a hive mentality, right? Think about it, okay? So from the time that you are born until right now, I would venture to guess most of that time, you've either been dropped off somewhere or you've driven somewhere by about 9 a.m., right? About 11 o'clock, you get a little break or a recess, right? You get a coffee break. Maybe you get a little 15-minute extra snack break, something like that, right? Then what? You get your lunch. Then you get another break a couple hours later. Then what do you do around 4 or 5 o'clock? Put it in the Zoom chat. What do? You go home. Then what? You go to sleep, you wake up and you do it all again. Yes or no? Does that not sound like every day that you've lived Monday through Friday for the vast majority of your life? Guys, if you can't see that that's how the system is designed, you're losing your mind, right? You've already lost it. You're in an environment that is keeping you stuck and keeping you to not, they're literally paying you to not live your dreams. You understand this, right? They pay you just enough money for you to not quit. Have you ever realized, John, that when you walk into your boss's office and you said, I'm going to quit, I need to make more money, suddenly they pull an extra 50 cents out of the checkbook and add it to your check? I guarantee you guys, if you walked into your office tomorrow, actually, let me not guarantee, this is recorded. I would be willing to bet that if you walked into your office tomorrow and you said, hey, look, like I got a job offer, they're going to pay me 50 cents more an hour or an extra couple $100 a month, your boss would suddenly have a little bit more than what they were offering you to do. Right. And if you're brave enough and you want to try it, go for it. And here's the reality, guys. If they quit, if you get let go, cool, you got a life insurance license, let's go make a little bit of money, right? But the reality is, guys, most jobs, that's the case. You're replaceable. You quit, you walk away. Guess what happens if you quit tomorrow, guys? If you quit your job tomorrow, guess what's going to happen within the next 2 to 3 days? Guess who's going to come right behind you and fill the void that you left in that business? Somebody else, and they're going to pay them probably less than they were paying you. Right? It's the truth. It's the truth. But guys, we've been conditioned to think that we are special and we are irreplaceable, guys. And the reality is, like, you as a person, you are special. Sure. You are irreplaceable as a human being. Is there ever going to be another Angela Pangborn? No. But Angela, if you quit your job tomorrow, guess what's going to happen by Wednesday or Thursday? They're going to find somebody else to fill that role. Why? Because they have to. It's freaking business, right? It's the truth, guys. And look, it's just, I'm sorry, but it's how it works. We start off our lives living our dream. How many of you guys know what you wanted to be? Actually, no, let's do a little experiment here. Put in the Zoom chat, type me in the Zoom chat. Not yet. We'll see. Be coachable this one time. Don't type, not everybody do this, okay? Only if you are currently actively working in your dream job, the job you wanted to be from the time you can remember until right now. Put me in the Zoom chat. I would venture to guess not many. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's not possible. It definitely happens. People definitely do what they want to do. But look, there's 2, 3, right? Amber, or not Amber. Yeah, Amber, Larissa, Cassie. Look, there's a few people, but not everybody, right? Connie, a lot of time, look, like 2 of the 3 or 4 of you guys are teachers, right? You have a desire to give back. You want to learn, you want to teach people, you want to lead people. Look, that's good. That's awesome. That's a noble thing. I'm not knocking what any one of you do for work. That's not it at all. What I am saying though is look how many people didn't say me in the Zoom chat. Right? That means you've settled for less than what your heart desired when you were growing up. You understand that, right? That means at some point in time, society quickly helped you, Stephanie, tuck that dream away. Right? Maybe it was, hey, my grades aren't good enough. Guys, listen, here's a really cold, hard truth that I had to face, guys. And Ian actually said the same thing in his 101 week 6 video. I was watching earlier today, but it happened to me as well. Bonita, when I went to college, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And what happened was I went to the counselor at my high school, talked to him for 20 minutes. We looked over my grades, we looked over my scores, and they said, you should really think about doing this. And then guess what my major was the next year, Angela? That in a 20-minute conversation, I was convinced to do something, guys. And I'm not here to tell you that that's necessarily a bad thing. They're just doing their job. Yes or no? Like that counselor is doing what they're paid to do. But at the end of the day, they don't know your goals and your dreams. I think I talked about this last week. My 2-year-old wants to, or my 3-year-old wants to be an astronaut. That's what he told me the other day. And everything inside of me was like, that's not realistic. And Taylor's like, no, he's not leaving this planet, right? But at the same time, Angela, I was like, you can do that, buddy. Like you can. Like it's something, if you want to, you can. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, because if that's what you really want to do, we will do everything that we can to help you get there. And he said, okay, I need a spaceship. I was like, all right, let me get to work for a little bit first. He literally said, I'm going to need a spaceship. I was like, well, I'm going to need some time. But guys, the reason I'm sharing that is because we are literally taught as we get older, like watch, if you have kids, like I would say older than 6 or 7, probably, like you can watch them start to like have smaller and smaller and smaller dreams, right? Like if you have older kids, especially, like I don't, and I'm gonna do everything that I can to keep my kids dreaming. But the reality is, Stephanie, the environment that they go to every day teaches them to think smaller. I'm just being honest with you guys. And like, I know we have teachers on here, and I'm not saying that you're not doing your job, but the reality is, like, I'm going to teach my kids how to dream. I'm going to do everything that I can to help them have a goal, have a vision, guys, because you have to have a vision. Stop looking for work that you need a vacation from. If you walk into a job and the first damn question you ask is, how many vacation days do I get? You are in the wrong building. I'm just being honest. I told so I can see the uncomfortability on some of your faces, right? Like it's funny to me because it's true. Nobody else in your life has ever had the willingness to sit here and say some things that you might not like. And here's the fact. If you don't like it, it might be for you. I haven't had a vacation in 9 years. Like, I'm not picking on you, John, but dude, that sucks. Like, we need to help you build a life to get, you don't need a vacation. Like, dude, we live in, like, even when I lived in Michigan, we were doing Primerica. Like, I didn't feel like I was working at all. Like, yes, I was in my basement all the time and I was working a lot, but I freaking loved it. I woke up fired up, John. I was up until midnight, 1 o'clock. Ask Taylor. I was up so dang late. And then I was up early, went to the gym, came back, and all I did for 9 months was build this thing. Why? Because I freaking loved it, because I have a vision, right? Because I know where I'm going. And some of you guys are like, oh my goodness, all you did was work for 9 months. All I'm going to do is work for 6 years or 7 years. I'm never going to have to do it again if I don't want to. But here's the other part of that. I'm with my wife most of the day. I'm with my kids most of the day, right? We build our life around our business. All right. You cannot share your dreams with dream stealers, right? This is where it really starts to get uncomfortable. If you haven't been uncomfortable yet, here you go. Ready? Listen, I promise you, you have family that is stealing your dream every day. You've got friends, you've got coworkers, right? You have family, you have people that say they love you, but when you ask for support, they won't give you 15 minutes on a Zoom call. You think every one of my family members supported me in this business? You are crazy. You think still to this day, over half my family still hasn't sat with me. Over half. But Amber, we're on track to make $300,000 this year. I was making $27,000 24 months ago, a year. We're on track right now to hit 300,000. Taylor just said 0 of her family. Listen, like we are, and not, it's not all about money. Like I want you to hear what I'm saying here. It's not all about the money. And we're going to go there in just a second. But your family is not going to support you, especially when you grow up in a family. Listen, especially Elena, when you grow up in a family of mechanics and you don't want to be a mechanic. Guess who's going to get the most freaking pushback? You. Why? Because you're breaking the mold that's kept your family stuck for years. I'm telling you guys, like, dude, and I see it. I see it on your faces, right? I see it. Like, it's like, this is uncomfortable, but it's true. Shelly, I'll come to you at the very end, okay, for questions. So, but guys, look, like you have the ability to break the mold and become somebody that you are excited about. If you haven't read the book, The Dream Giver, you absolutely should. It's literally about not sharing your dreams with dream stealers. Guys, study while others are sleeping, work while others are resting or loafing or playing video games, prepare while others are playing, right? Prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. William Arthur Ward. Guys, you want to know how you win? When you want to go to sleep, John, what do? You study, you do one more chapter, right? You do one more quiz. How do you win in business? You set one more appointment. You set 3 appointments for the day, Stephanie, and you're like, man, I freaking crushed it today, right? Cool, set 4. I'm not saying 3 is not good, but I'm saying 4 is better. And would one more appointment get you to your goal faster or slower? Put it in the Zoom chat. Would one more appointment get you to your goal faster or sooner? Or faster or slower, excuse me, faster. So why if you have the ability, if you wake up and you just all of a sudden you set 10 appointments just by magic, right? Awesome. That's freaking great. Don't stop at 10. Keep going. Why? Because you have the ability to rest, and that's when you win. Guys, you should, there's a book by Tim Grover. It's called Relentless. And he talks about 3 different types of people. There's cleaners, there's closers, and I forget the other one because it doesn't even matter. But the first one, the one that I can't remember the name of, they're people that just don't care. Like they just frankly, they don't really care, right? They just kind of go through their day. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. Either way, it doesn't matter. The second one is a closer. A closer, they can win. They have the ability to win. Angela, if you get them the ball, they're probably going to take the shot, and they might hit it. They're good, right? A lot of you guys are closers. If I put you on an appointment, you'll close it, like in a literal sense, right? But like you have the ability of, John, you're like, I want to win. I'm capable of winning, and when it's convenient, I will, right? But Bonita, not a lot of us are cleaners, right? What's a cleaner? A cleaner is somebody that, hey, you're going to win. A cooler, yes, thank you, Elian. A cooler is the first one. A cleaner is the person that they won, and guess what? They're going to go score another basket just to lock it down, right? And there's 5 seconds left, and they could either steal it or let them shoot it. What are they doing? They're stealing the ball and shooting again. They're scoring, dude. Like that's how we are. Like John, I think you posted in the licensed agent chat the other day. I was like, we lost, like we're losing this one, right? We're winning 4 out of 5. I remember you're like, we're winning 4 out of 5. He's talking about the 1 out of 5. I'm like, yeah, I'm a cleaner. I can't help it. Like I freaking hate losing. And when I'm winning, I just want to go win by more. Like there's nothing wrong with, if that is you, like just embrace it and stop hiding behind the fact that you're destined to be big. Like stop settling for what the teaching, the education system and the family you grew up in is telling you need to be. And Amber, go win, right? Just go freaking win, because nothing feels better than stepping into who you're supposed to be, John. Right? The hardest part is being a cooler when you know you're a cleaner. Right? The hardest part is sitting here and watching everybody else close in Telegram and post new recruits and new clients and stuff like that in Telegram all day. And you're just sitting there like, dude, I know I could do this, but you know deep down inside that you're not putting in the effort to do so. Tammy, I'm so freaking proud of you because you're just closing something every other day right now. I don't know where the hell it's coming from, but I'm proud of you for doing it, because I know one of these days, Tammy, it's going to click. You're going to find somebody and you're going to go build a big ass business and you're going to be able to walk away from that job that's been keeping you there for so dang long. But I know that's going to happen. Why? Because every time I talk to, like, Tammy's a cleaner. Like, y'all don't know it. She's a silent killer. She's going to come out here one of these days. She's just going to go RVP out of nowhere. But guys, listen, like, every one of you has the capability to do that. And if you're not somebody that, like, you're crushing somebody on a scoreboard and you don't want to go beat them even more, that's fine. But for the love of God, don't settle for losing. Is that fair? Like, don't settle for losing, because the truth is your family is the one that is dependent for, right? What do you want? Why do you want it? Most people can't answer these questions, guys. Write these questions down. And if you can't give me a clear, concise definition and picture of where you want to be and why you want to be there, you don't know it, right? You don't have a real why. You don't have a real goal. Guys, listen, when you don't know where you're going, any path is going to get you there. When you're like, yeah, I'll just, I'll get to RVP when I get there. Guess where you're never going to get to? RVP, right? Like, Cassie, we've had a lot of conversations like that in the last couple of days, or last couple of months, right? Like, hey, you could do this, but you have to want it. Here's the pathway. Let me know when you're ready to go and I'll run it with you. I've been down that pathway before. I will gladly run it again. Right? What do you want? What's that look like? You want to have stability for your future family. Elena, I'm not picking on you, but a lot of people probably are saying that same type. I want to be financially stable. You don't want to be financially stable, if we're being honest. You want to be financially independent, right? Different, much different. Financially stable is like, oh yeah, I can sort of pay my bills most of the time. Financially independent is you get hit with that unwanted diagnosis at the doctor's office and you're on a plane to Mexico the next day to go get treatment that you're paying for out of pocket for $10,000 a week blood transfusions because they won't do it in the US. That's what you want. Because guys, I could tell you a lot of ways you could spend 20 grand like this. Right? Like, for real. Like, some of you guys are like, I don't know about that. I promise you, John, I promise I could come up with 10 scenarios right now that you need 20 racks like tomorrow for. And if you don't have that, you're not financially independent. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be like rude or disrespectful to you, but I told you I was going to make you uncomfortable tonight. Why? Because your comfortability is keeping you broke. Right? Like, guys, look. Like Taylor just said in the chat, keep asking why until you start to tear up a little bit, guys. There's my favorite exercise. We don't have time to do it, but it's the 7 layers of why. Like, ask yourself why you want what you want. And then why do you want that? And then why do you want that? And it might sound repetitive, but John, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're like, man, like my parents I never could order steak at a restaurant growing up, and I just want to order steak, and you're gonna be sobbing at your desk in your office by yourself because you're like, I just want steak. Like, but I'm being silly about it, but I'm serious. Like, that happened to me. I would never forget it. I was sitting in my gym office crying like a child when I did this the first time. I want to challenge you. Take 20 minutes, go for a walk, go sit on a bench somewhere quiet by yourself, no music, nothing, and do this. And if you're brave enough, post it in the chat, send it to your trainer. What's that deep root cause? Right? Like, oh, seeing the power get shut off in my house every month when I was a kid. Like, I would never have my kids do that. That was not mine, but man, that might be yours. Right? Getting out of an abusive relationship and having the finances to do so. Right? I don't know what it is for you, but understand that you have to do that, guys. We're going to do an exercise really quick. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you the parameters to do this. You have to do this by yourself. Write down the 3 people in your life that are going to be most impacted by your success in Primerica. I'm going to give you guys a minute. So write down the 3 people. Who is it for you? And it's not going to be the same for everybody. Like, if it's not your kids, if it's not your spouse, don't put that. It should be, but if it's not, don't put that, right? Like, if it's, you just want to, you want to adopt all the foster kittens on the earth. Great. Awesome. Like, if that's really if that really is one of your biggest 3, then write it down. But don't write something down that you think your coach wants to hear, that you think is going to make me like, oh man, like, John, thank you for writing you just want to be able to donate all the money to the churches. Like, you're such a great person. Like, I can see through your bull crap, right? Write down the real 3 people that are going to be the most impacted by your success in Primerica. Okay, so you're going to write those 3 people down. And this is what we don't have time to do. How is their life going to be different? I want you to write it out in detail, right? Are you going to stop shopping for your clothes by the sleeves? You all know what I'm talking about. The price tag is on the sleeves, right? You shop with your clothes by your sleeves. Yeah, I do it, so I know y'all do it. Okay, I'm just being real, right? Like, are you going to stop looking? Are you going to stop when you go to a restaurant? Are you going to stop reading the menu right to left? This is America. We go left to right, right? You read the dish, then the price. Stop reading the price first, right? But you read the price first. Why? Because you're not financially independent yet. How is the lives of the people that you wrote down going to be different once you achieve success here? And I don't know what that looks like for you, but how is it going to be different? If you were financially independent, Marlinda, you woke up and you knew all your bills were paid, everything was taken care of. What's that look like for you? How is that different? And it's going to be really hard if you've never done something like this before. It is going to be mentally exhausting for you to do this. I promise you, but it is worth it. Getting better is hard. Getting in shape is tough. I'm helping you get in mental shape right now. This is your mental gymnasium right now. You need to trust me, and you need to take time to do this, because it will stretch you beyond your wildest imagination. It will help you grow. It'll help you become better. It'll help you be a better leader for your family. More importantly than anything else, it'll help you be a better leader for your family. It'll also help you be a lot better leader for your team. It'll help you go through the no's. Guys, look, like, what are the 3 things that are the most different, not difference, 3 things that are the most difference in your life? I can't read. What are the 3 things that are the most different in your life when you're big in Primerica? What does that look like financially? What are you doing differently? What are the things that have changed in your life because you've made it big, because you've made the income? What are the 3 biggest things? I'm going to give you guys a couple little cheat codes in a second, but guys, these are the 3 things that push me, right? It's my wife and my kids. Honestly, like, it is the rest of my family too. Don't get me wrong. Like we're building something that is going to be amazing for everybody. But at the end of the day, like, we're building a business that my kids, they're going to have $1 million a year income within the next few years that I can pass down to them. Like, and y'all see it. Like, you if you've been around for more than a couple months, you're watching it, like actually watching it start to happen, and you know it's coming. And so what are those 3 things? Because guys, if you think that I wouldn't go and get another 1,000 no's, John, from a bunch of people that I don't know, that already don't pay my bills, already don't support me, to get them where I want them to be, where I want them to have the options and the financial choices, you have lost your daggone mind. I will go through every no so my kids don't have to hear a no from me ever again. I will hear no from every adult on this face of the earth that will tell me no, so that way I don't have to tell my kids when we go to Disney that, hey, I can't buy that water bottle for you because it's $8. I know that might be ridiculous. No, we're not going to go to the damn Red Wings game. Why? Because the tickets are $22. We have 7 kids. No, we can't go. Shut up. You're just not working hard enough. You haven't put in the effort to get there. It's not that you don't make enough money. It's not your job's fault. It's your fault. Get better. Like, get better. Like, that's the benefit of what we do, guys, is you have the ability to get as good as you want. Everything that you could want to imagine, you can. Everything you want to accomplish, you can. I'm definitely going over 8:45 because this is my favorite topic. But guys, like I told you, for 5 weeks, I was on time. This is the one I'm going over. Hang with me, okay? What are your deepest aspirations? Like, in your heart of hearts, like, not on the paper that you're going to give to your coach. In your heart of hearts, what is it that do you just want to do something special? Like, do you just want people that know you to say, man, you know, Kelly just impacted me, right? Like, the way that Angela, the way that she led me, Angela, the way that you led me, the way that you showed me how to get my family free, and you set me up and you took the time for me, Amber, when I couldn't even give you $25 a month for a Roth IRA, but you still gave me the full presentation, right? Like what? Like, you just want to do something special, right? You just want to be somebody. Like, I just want to freaking be somebody so bad. I want to walk into a room at a Primerica event, shoot, not even just a Primerica event, anywhere, and have people be like, that's Dan. Like, that dude is solid. everything he says he does. Like, he is a leader, he's a coach. Like, that's somebody I want to be like. My kids, I want my kids to be like that guy. Like, I want to be somebody that people admire. Like, I want to be financially independent. Do you not want to be financially independent? Let's be honest. If you had the choice between not having enough and having too much, which would you pick? Put it in the Zoom chat. If you had to pick between not having enough money and having too much money, which would you pick? Money isn't everything, but it gives you the freedom. Yes or no? Like, money isn't everything, but it gives you the ability to not have to worry. Because I guarantee you guys right now, that if you are waking up every morning and you're like, I got to go to work, you are not financially independent. If you cannot stop showing up to work right now, two things are facts. Number one, you are not financially independent. Number two, you need life insurance. Why? Because other people depend on your income, right? Those are the two things that are factual, real life things. And here's the truth, right? Here is the truth. Every single person, absolutely, you can post one of your deepest aspirations for sure. But every single person on this call said too much. You'd rather have too much money. Then why do we settle for not enough? Right? Why do we set one appointment and not two? Why do we skip a training to go do this thing that won't serve us a year from now? Here's the reality. If you're skipping a training for something other than a family emergency, okay, so I'm not stupid. I understand family emergencies happen. If you're skipping something for other than a family or a medical emergency, some major life event in your family, right? Or something that's going to have an impact on your life a month from now, why are you skipping? Why are you missing this? Because I promise you guys, every meeting I've been to, every training I've gone to, every big event I've went to when I couldn't afford it, I've taken something home from it that changed my life. Do you want to win? Or are you just tired of being in the loser category, right? And let's just be honest. The participation trophies in Primerica are these little rings that they give you. You make 100 grand a year, you're just scratching the surface of what you should be making here. Because guys, I'm telling you, like, the last 90 days, I've worked hard, but I have not given it 100%. I'll be the first one to tell you, I've not given it 100%. We more than 3 times their income. What are you waiting for? Stop hitting the snooze button on your life. Like, the only thing that you are guaranteed to run out of in your life is time. Why are you waiting to start living? Why are we settling for not enough, guys? The dream to be able to travel, do what you want, when you want, how you want to. The vacation you want to take your family to. You don't want to stay at the Budget Inn suite down the road from Disney. You want to stay on Disney property, yes or no? Like, you don't want to stay at a Red Roof Inn on the outskirts of the town that you're visiting. You want to stay in the nice area, right? Why? So you're safe, but you keep going to the Red Roof Inn. Let's just be real here. We've all been there. Every one of us on this call has been there at some point in time. There's nothing wrong with being there. There's a problem with actively staying there. Right? That's what I need you to understand tonight. There's nothing wrong with not dreaming. There's a problem now that we're talking about it. We're uncovering it, right? We're digging up some of the crap. There's a problem staying there. That's the issue. It's not that you're there. It's not that you've been there. It's not that you are there. It's not that you're currently there or anything like that. It's that you're not actively working to get there. Yeah, the Red Roof Inn, Josh, you're right. Guys, what material things do you want in your life? Let's just go there really quick, because this is my favorite thing. This is going to make someone uncomfortable, and I'm sorry in advance. But let's talk about like actual materialism, right? What is that? Well, we go and we buy something with a piece of plastic with money we don't have, and we pay more than we should for it on an interest rate. That's materialistic. You're mad because somebody bought a G-Wagon with $100,000 in cash. Oh, they're materialistic. No, your 2023 Impala that you bought on a loan with a monthly payment that you barely squeezed into your budget on a 12% interest, that's materialistic. Why not go buy a car that you can afford? I'm speaking to myself here, guys. I'm upside down in my truck right now, 10 grand, because I did this. I'm telling you the facts of things that I've had to look at in the last 12 months of my life that have shifted my mindset and shifted my thought process. You put anything on an interest rate, unless you're doing it strategically with the help of your financial advisor, right? Like, unless you're doing it strategically, that's materialistic, right? Some of you guys look real butthurt right now. And I'm just being real with you, though. Like, and here's something that Assad Faraj told me. If you don't know who Assad is, he's been making $1 million a year for 30 plus years in Primerica. Okay. Now, maybe not that long, 20-ish. But you have debt. Why? Because you're not willing to get your income high enough to be able to pay for it. You want to have a $200,000 house? Guess what you should do? Go make 200 grand a year. How? Do what you should do every day with Primerica. Get better, self-develop, set appointments, realize that you're not closing and figure out why, right? Get your securities license, do the crap you know you need to do, and then save your money, live below your means, right? This is what Assad told me. He didn't tell me that last thing. That was something I wanted to just throw on there real quick. You're not making, like, this last thing real quick, though. You're not where you want to be. You're in debt because you weren't willing to get your income high enough to pay for the thing. So instead you took a loan out on your future paychecks to pay for it. And now guess what? You're like, crap, I'm on an uphill treadmill. Why? Because you still have regular bills and you're paying for the thing that you use and is now broken sitting in your garage, and you still owe $4 grand on it with an 18% interest rate. Right? That's materialistic. Right? Like, we don't have very many things in our house. Why? Because we don't need them. Right? Like, we don't have things we don't use. We don't have a TV. Like, we have a Nintendo Switch that I get really frustrated with Mario on, and that's about it. Like, but we don't go and buy things that we don't need. Why? Because we don't need them. Right? Guys, look, don't buy a car you can't pay for in a month. Some of you make $2 grand a month. That's not good. You need to make more money so you can get a better car. You don't need to go make a high payment on a high interest rate to get a better car. No, you need to just go make more money so you can afford a car that's better. Okay. You start making 20 grand a month, go buy your little Impala. That's awesome. Go do it. You want to reward yourself with fitting something like that into your budget and get yourself your Porsche, Jenna? Awesome. But get all your other debts paid off, right? Then go do it. Don't do something dumb, right? I'm not picking on you specifically anymore, Jenna, just that one time. I did it with a truck. I know other people did it with their cars. Guys, don't do it. Don't set yourself up for something. If you can't pay that car off in a month, don't buy it. If you can't pay your house off in a year, don't buy it. Why? Because when an economic crash happens, which theoretically or historically it's every 10 to 15 years, there's some type of a depression, some type of a recession, you're going to be squished to the point that you can't pay for your bills on the interest, the things that you need. But if you can pay for a house in a year, you can pay it off in 3 or 4 years, still living well below your means and have financial independence. Guys, live off 50% of your income. Give away 20% of it. Oh, Dan, I can't afford to give away 20% of my income. Yeah, because you don't make enough. And it's not that you don't, it's actually probably not even that you don't make enough. It's that you spend too much. Right? Go look at your bank account. I will show you your priorities. Go look at where you're spending all your time, all the things you're missing meetings for. I'll tell you what's important to you. Is your financial independence, your retirement, your kids, is that what's important to you? Or is doing this thing or your hobby more important to you than your financial independence and your retirement? Because if you don't take it seriously, I'll tell you what, you're going to be working on your retirement in retirement. Because you didn't set the things aside that you needed to get to where you want to be. Guys, save 30% of what you live on. I'm working on getting there right now. We're at 20% right now. And every time I bump it up, guess what, John? We make a little bit more. Why? Because I want to have a certain amount coming in my bank account every month. So when I save more and I give more, we make more money. I heard this thing. I've heard this a lot of times in Primerica. I've heard this a few times at other conferences. I've never heard this from a church stage. So no one, don't say that, or from a podium, whatever. Like, if God can get the money through you, he'll get it to you, right? That's not scripture. I'm not quoting the Bible or anything like that. But guys, look, if you're helping people in need, if you're helping people around you, if you're giving to your local church, if you're doing stuff like that, I promise you, it's the one place in the Bible that God says you can test him is in your finances. Like, if you're not giving 10% of your income to God, like, you're living tighter than you should. You'll live better off the 90% than you will off the 100. Facts. I promise you. I guarantee it. And here's the craziest part. We like, and I'm not saying this to like be like, oh my gosh, Dan, you're amazing. We have given more money this month to our church than we made a month 2 years ago, John. And it's crazy because for me, I'm like, I'm at my heart, I'm a giver, but I've never had the ability to do that because I've never actually prioritized it, right? Now I have given, I've always been good at tithing. I've always done that, but I've never been able to really reach and stretch and do it in the trusting moments when I have to. And that's when you're tested. It's not when things are good. It's when things are tight. It's when things are hard and you do the things that you know you should do. Guys, save that money. Don't touch it. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember that you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach the stars and change the world. Guys, it's Harriet Truman. Like, guys, listen, like, every great dream begins with a dreamer. You might be that first person in your family line that has a dream or that is willing to chase their dream. And you have it within you, Hope, to do it, to build it, to be that person. But you have to be willing to go do it. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You got to be willing, Merlinda, to hear the no's, to hear the yeses, to get kicked in the face every once in a while, to fail a test. Like, you have to be willing to look like an idiot, say the wrong thing, not close 10 appointments in a row. You have to be willing to go through that stuff. But on the other side of that, John, is all the things that you want. And I tell you, like, we're at the bottom of the mountain that is going to be our life right now. Like, just getting a small taste of what it's going to be like. I tell you guys, it's incredible. And it makes me want to work harder. But you have to be willing to do the things that make you uncomfortable, guys. Do you just want to make a difference? Like, I just want to make a difference in your life. Like, I want to make a difference in your life. You have been entrusted into my life. God has given me the ability to be in your life and be a leader in your life, for whether it's one meeting tonight only, or if it's for the years to come. And I hope it's the latter. But I hope that we inspire you to go be better, go be a better person. I frankly do not care. I frankly don't care if you stay in Primerica or not. I care if you become a better version of yourself. You're a better spouse. You're a better parent. You're a better significant other. You're a better role model. You're better at your whatever career path you go on in the future, whatever it is. That's what I care about. Do you show up every day and do the things that you need to do? If you do because of your time here, then it was time well spent. Maybe you didn't make the money you wanted to here because you didn't do what you needed to do, but you learned a skill that took you somewhere else in your life, and that's important to me. Guys, like, we want you to win so bad, and we want you to win here. But just statistically, you're all not going to be here next week. Like, that's just, it is what it is. But those of you that are, you're going to get better. You're going to get a little bit better every week. And 2, 3, 4 years from now, you're going to be a completely different person. And for the better. And you're going to have a better circle of friends. You're going to have a circle of people that want you to win. Guys, don't take advice. I think I already said this. No, I skipped over these. We'll go back to that in a second. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Helen Keller said that. I just want you all to think about that for just a second. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. What's that mean, right? What does that mean? You can see everything around you, but you're in your nightmare, right? You don't know where you're going. You don't have any clear-cut, defined, Stephanie, any goals that you can say, Hope, I'm going there, I'm going to be there, and I want you to come with me. You don't have anything like that. You're blind. You're blind. You need to open your eyes. You need to start dreaming again. You need to pull that 5-year-old out of the inside of you that we all have. It's there. Guys, our job as your coaches is to freaking pull that vision out of you. And when you're like, everybody's saying, no, I can't do it. Why would you do that? It's pyramid, blah, blah, blah. All the things that you hear, that I hear too, probably more than you hear it, to be honest. But all the things that we hear, it doesn't matter to me. Why? Because I have vision. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm building. We're going to have, within the next 2 to 3 years, we'll have over 10 people making $100,000 a year in our organization. We're going to have 2 or 3 people making $300,000. Guys, we're going to have at least 2 $500,000 earners in the next 36 months in our hierarchy. Why? Because you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're stepping into the season that God's called you into. I don't believe that you're here on accident. I don't believe that you just got into a fight with your significant other right before you jumped on this call to be stuck in a boat in an environment where you're broke and you're struggling and you're stressed all the time. You are supposed to go win for your family to get out of that scenario. That's why you're here. I promise you guys, it's not convenient. Being successful is not convenient. Winning in Primerica is probably one of the most inconvenient things I've ever done, but it's worth it. Seeing what's coming for some of you, if you don't give up, if you keep doing, Angie, what you're supposed to be doing, you're making $100,000 a year in the next 18 months. I promise you. Like Connie, Larissa, like y'all are busy as hell in the schools, but keep doing what you're doing. It's going to come for you, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? Like, Elle, we've talked about this. You're going to be $1 million earner, bro. And here's the craziest thing. You're going to be able to come back to this video and watch it. Josh is going to be an RVP in the next 6 months. He'll hit his ring by the end of the year. Why? Because he's coachable and he's got vision for what he's doing. Guys, look, stop thinking like, oh, Hope, no, he's not talking to me, right? No, John, he's not talking to me. No. I'm talking to you. If you think I'm not talking to you, I'm going to challenge you to think I rewatch this whole meeting and say he's talking only to me. Right, Stephanie, because that's when it gets real, when you're like, oh man, everything he's saying, he's talking to me, right? Because here's the facts. You're going to get off this call and you're going to go binge watch some other bullcrap show that you've seen 400 times, or you're going to go watch something that doesn't matter, when at the end of the day, you go set 2 or 3 more appointments to get yourself ahead financially, right? You can go make one phone call tonight and set an appointment. I guarantee it. I promise you, you can. In fact, if you set one appointment tonight before you go to bed, put it in the chat and I'll have a special coaching call for you with a guy that's about to cross senior national sales director in the next 2 to 3 months. He's be speaking at the Midwest Builder School in the fall. This dude is one of my best friends in the business. You set one appointment tonight, text me or put it in the Telegram chat, and I will make sure that you get on that call. You too, Bonita. You set one appointment tonight. I'll get you on that call. I promise you guys. Listen, like, do not sleep on your dreams and then wake up and go work for somebody else's. I'm telling you guys, you're gonna miss the boat. Don't. And guys, last but not least, don't take advice from people that are not living your dream life. If you're in a situation right now, which probably a lot of you are, if you're in a situation right now where someone is like, oh, it's a pyramid thing, you shouldn't do that, I tried that, I didn't make any money, right? Like, I get, guys, you understand, like, you guys think that people tell you things negatively about the business all the time. I think, and this is not trying to like brag, but y'all think I have a little bit more activity than all of you guys, right? I set more appointments, I run more appointments. I probably come across 4 or 5 times as much crap as y'all do. And I don't care. It doesn't bother me, Angie. Why? Because I made 18 grand last month, 24 months into the business. I literally, Stephanie, I had somebody the other day on food stamps tell me that this is a pyramid scheme. And I was like, listen, Cassie, with all due respect, I'm making almost 20 grand a month right now, and I can teach you how to do that. You are struggling to pay for food for your family. I'm going to try to teach you how to build a business that you could make as much money as you want. I'm not going to make you do it, but you can. It's possible. Stop taking advice from people that aren't where you want to be. You have a family member that's like, oh, I tried that thing, right? Guys, listen, I love my dad very much. My dad tried Primerica 25 years ago, 20 years ago, never got licensed. When I started, Angie, he's like, I can't believe you would do Primerica. He's like, I tried it. I didn't make any money. You know what the first question I asked him was? Did you get licensed? What do you think he said? Put in the Zoom chat. What do you think he said? No. How the hell are you going to make any money not getting licensed? Guys, it's so important that you don't die on your dreams and go and live for somebody else's life. I know I'm going long here, guys. It's 9 o'clock. I'm done. Y'all can leave. It's 8:58. I will stay on for a couple minutes and answer your questions, because this unlocking this mindset stuff is tough, but it's the difference. I promise you, it is the difference between you being where you want to be and where you want to go. And having that why and being able to tap into that, like Cassie, like we talked about earlier. Actually, Cassie, can you ask the same question that you asked this morning for everybody when I talked to you on the phone? Because I think this will help a lot of people. And before you do that, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you for being vulnerable enough to ask that question, because it shows that you're ready to grow. I've been waiting for you to ask this question. So I want you to ask the question of what you texted me and asked me this morning, and then I'll answer everything.
I asked you this morning. I'm trying to remember what I said. I'm sorry.
I got you. No worries. So
Okay.
it was the 90-day run thing, right? Like you'd crush it for 3 days. You missed one of the days
yeah,
doing one of the things. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It was like earlier. It was like 3 p.m. So I was like, wait, what did I ask you this morning? Okay. Yeah.
Basically morning. I didn't start working until like 2 o'clock. So.
Same thing. It's Sunday. But yeah, basically I just asked like, why do I always do that? Like I just have like these streaks of where I'm just go, go, go and so focused and so into everything. And then I'll just like fall off and then I'll have a streak of the other end. And it just is never like consistent. So yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah. And guys, this is important. 2 things. Number one, like Cassie, I talked about, I don't know if I said this to you today, but I've said this to you before. Like you have to have a goal and a vision for where you're going and just do the things you need to do to get there. If you don't do the things that you need to do to get to where you're trying to go, are you going to get there faster or slower? Slower, right? So just do the things you need to do. Like that's just the bottom line. But here's the other thing. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. There are days that I don't do everything I need to do. And what I don't sit there tomorrow, I'm not going to sit there tomorrow and freaking cry about the fact that I didn't make my 10 phone calls today. I'm just going to wake up and do the 5 things I need to do and move on with my life. And here's the really fun part, guys. For those of you that are competitive, you like games, like you like that challenge, right? Like see how many days in a row you can get. Like, can you get to 10, 15, 20, 30? Like how many days in a row can you streak together of doing all the things? The more days in a row that you streak together, the bigger your business is going to grow, the faster it's going to grow. But here's the other truth. You're going to miss days. Things aren't going to happen. Your kids are going to go nuts. Your dog's going to have to get rushed to the vet. Like family things, it is like you can't avoid that. But what you can do is you can control your input. And guys, that's why I like to do most of my stuff in the morning. Because if I do everything in the morning, Angie, whether I feel like it or not, before I go look at my PLL to see
1, 2, 3.
Paid or chargebacks. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's testing. I think that was John. What are you testing? But when like if I don't care, it doesn't matter. If I do everything I need to do and I have $1,000 in chargebacks, well, I did everything I could today to move the needle. So I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up and we're going to move the needle again. And here's the problem though. If you do everything you need to do for 2 days or 5 days in a row, and then you take 2 days off, what's that sound like? If you do everything you need to do for 5 days, then you take 2 days off, it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer to get to where you're trying to go than it is for me to get there. Why? Because I just do it every day. I don't care if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it doesn't matter. I do what I need to do every day. Why? Because it moves the needle. Right? It moves the needle. Yeah, it's a 5-day run. Don't do a bunch of 5-day runs in a row. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get to a job is what you're going to get to. You're never going to get free, right? But the other thing is, if you recruit one person direct and you do 2 personal life sales, you take the weekend off because you did what you needed to do. That's the Art Williams way. Recruit 1, sell 2, and you're out for the weekend. Go on your boat, have fun. You don't need to work your life away. You can do this at a slower pace. I just talk about working my ass off because I know where I'm going and I don't want it to take forever. I want to get there in a couple of years. And I'm okay with that. And I live a very awesome, balanced life. Like that's the thing you have to understand. Like you might look at my life like it's Sunday night at 9 o'clock. When are you going to hang out with your family? What do you think I did most of the day? I hung out with my family. Like we went to church. We did stuff with her. Like I was with my daughter. We hung out all day, literally all day yesterday. And then I took my son to the hockey game last week. And we do things around our schedule. You can build that stuff into your life. When you are doing the things you need to do, you will make enough money to be able to go to the zoo at 10 a.m. instead of 5 p.m. Guys, like it's your thought process. It's broken. Does anybody else have any other questions? Coaching on sales, 8 a.m. call. It's recorded every day. It's not always the sales stuff. I will go over sales tomorrow. I will this whole week, I will talk about sales on the 8 a.m. call. Okay. Give me grace on one day because I'm sure I'll rant on something else one of the days. But 4 of the 5 days this week, I will go sales training, bring all your objections, all the crap you're running into, bring that to the 8 a.m. call. If you can't make it, Larissa, I know you've got to teach and stuff. If you can't make it, they're recorded. Text somebody, whatever, put it in. It'll all be recorded. You can get on all that stuff. We'll have that stuff and we will do it over the summer too when you don't have to be in class at 8 a.m. Okay. What questions do you all have? anything else about specifically about dreaming, about mindset around that stuff, I will stay here for another few minutes if y'all have questions. Awesome. Sweet. All right, guys, listen, go tonight, take 10 to 15 minutes or more and sit down and write out your why. Why are you here? What are you fighting for? What are you building? What's it going to look like when you're free, when you've accomplished, Amber, when you cross the stage at convention as a regional vice president? What's that going to feel like with your kids and your fiance in the stands looking at you, walking across that stage with you, getting that plaque with the contract? What's that going to feel like, seeing your name in front of 40,000 people in the Benz Stadium? I'll tell you, it feels amazing. Don't miss the opportunity in 18 months not doing what you need to do now. You're setting yourself up now, Josh, to hit the ring and get the Power Builder ring at the next trip. If you keep doing what you're doing. Cassie's going to be an RVP in the next 2 months or less if you keep doing what you guys look like. Our team right now, we have so much momentum. Guys, go set that one appointment. Text me. Guys, I love this team. We're going to go over sales, specifically on recruiting tomorrow, and then bring all your recruiting all your recruiting objections, questions, whatever tomorrow. I will go over after I form. I'll go through the closing questions. I'll show you everything. It'll take 10 minutes and I'll close somebody. I'll show you exactly how I do it. Okay. Then you can watch it and freaking duplicate that. Stop going off the script. I'll train you that tomorrow. Guys, I love this team. Thank you guys for getting on there. Once you set an appointment, put it in the Zoom chat.